Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we'll continue studying chapter 4 and today we'll learn about output. So in last video we talked about how to take input in Java. So there are two ways. If you know the value, we'll do input using assignment operator or initialization. And if you don't know the value, you need value from the user, then you have to use parameter. So now input is done. In chapter 3 you learned about all the calculation that will be used in the processing. And now the third part of a program, that is output, which is still remaining. So today we are going to study about output. So there are two output methods, that is system.out.print and system.out.println. So now we'll move to system.out.print and let's see what is the role of this function. So print statement, so there are two types, one is print and another is println. We'll not write print or println only, we'll write system.out.print or system.out.println. So why are writing like this, system.out.println? What is system, what is out? This will be studying in details in class 10. Now you just have to remember this function. So here print and println are two predefined functions. Predefined function means these are already present. It already exists. It was developed by developers like James Gosling. Okay. So we'll be using this print statement to print the output, the value, the final value. Okay. In last class, if you remember, we did a program, we took input, we calculated it, but we didn't print anything. So now, today, we'll be studying how to print the values, okay, so that the program will be complete. So last class we discussed that the program is divided into three parts, that is input, processing and output. Input processing is done and now today we'll be doing the output part. So there are two types, one is print and one is println. So which is good, which is bad? Again, nothing like that. Okay. So we'll be using this according to the situation. So first let us understand what we can print. We can print values, nothing else. What will print? We'll print values, but these values can be direct values. This will print values directly, or you can print variables. So what will happen when you print variables? It will print the value inside these variables. Okay, it will not print the variable. It will print the value inside these variables. What else? You can also print arithmetic expressions. Okay, so when you write an arithmetic expression, it will get calculated and then the final value will be printed. So we can print values directly, we can print variables, and we can print arithmetic expression which will get calculated and after calculation it will print it. So now let us understand how to use the first one, that is system.out.print. First let us write a program. So what is the skeleton of a program? We'll write the class and give a class name according to identifier rules, then bracket starts and then the function public void, give a function name, it starts and the end of function and the end of class. Now the skeleton is done. Now we'll write three parts: input, processing and output. In this program we'll only do printing. Okay, we are studying about how to print, so we'll only do printing. So what I told, what we can print values. We can print values directly, or you can print variables, or you can also print arithmetic expressions. Okay, so first let us understand how to print values directly. Okay, so there are how many types of values? That is, how many types of constants? So there are three types of constants: numeric constants, non-numeric constant and Boolean constants. Numeric constant, integer, real. Non-numeric, character, string, and then Boolean. So there are total 5 types. So first let us understand how to print an integer value. Integer value means non-decimal values. So system.out.print, and whatever you want to print, you have to write inside this bracket. You can see this bracket, round brackets, you have to write inside this. So now what we want to print? We want to print integer values. So for example 50. 50 is an integer value. So if you write like this, it will do what? It will print 50. So let us see. So we will run the program. See, 50 is printing. Okay. You can also print real values. For example, 32.7. It is a real value. See, it is printing 32.7. I will tell you why it is printing in the side. Okay, that is the main thing we're going to discuss. And we can print character value. System.out.print. How is character constant written? Inside a pair of single quotes. See, now A will be printed. See, A. We can also print strings. Let us run it. See, Dipak class is getting printed. And we can also print Boolean values. Boolean values can be either true or false. Let us print true. See, true is printed. So we can print all types of values. So there are total 5 types of values. 50 is integer type, 32.7 is real type, single character constant, string constant, and Boolean constant. So you can print the values directly. And what you can see here, it is printing in a single line. So when you use system.out.print, it will print in a single line. And that is the difference with system.out.println. Println will print in a new line every time. Print will print in the same line. Println will print in a new line. Okay, we'll see how it is doing. And what else we can print? We can print variables. For example, in an integer variable, I have 5. This is declaration of variable with initialization. And now I'll print A. So let us see what will happen. So here you can see 5 is getting printed, not A. I am printing A, but the value of A is being printed, that is 5. So when you print a variable, the A will not get printed. The value inside that variable will be printed. The value inside A is 5. Therefore, we got the answer as 5. And we can also print arithmetic expressions. For example, 4 plus 5. It is an arithmetic expression. So it will not print 4 or 5. It will print 4 plus 5, that is 9. See, 9 is getting printed. And you can see everything is getting printed in the same way. So now I will make you understand how the print statement works. Okay. So first, when this line is executed, first it will print 50. First it will print 50. It will directly print 50. Then only it will check if it is print or println. So in this case, it is print. That means the cursor will stay there. It is an invisible cursor and it will stay there. Next, it will print 32.7. 32.7. No space. People do a mistake here. They give space between 50 and 32.7. No, it will not give space. There will be space only if you print space. Okay, if you don't print space, automatically space is not going to come in system.out.print or even in system.out.println. Okay. Then print is there. So cursor will remain here only. Then A is being printed. So it will print only A. It will not print the single quotes. Okay. The single quotes only tells the Java compiler that it is a single character constant. Okay. It will not print the single quotes. It will only print whatever is inside that single quotes. Same for string. Okay. It will not print double quotes. It will print whatever is inside that double quotes. So here, since I have given space, therefore space is getting printed. If you don't give space, space will not get printed automatically. Then we are printing true. Everything will be printed in the same line because everything is system.out print. Then A, but A here is a variable. So its value will get printed, that is 5. And then this is the arithmetic expression, it will first get solved. So we'll get 9. Then 9 will be get printed. And there will be no space automatically. Okay. This space is coming because we have given space here. In neither of the case, the space will be coming automatically. Okay. So again, we'll check the answer. See, 50, 32.7, A, Divya, space, classes, true, 5, 9. Can you see any space? You are getting space here because we had given space in the print statement. Okay. Or else there is no space in between the prints. Clear? Understood? This is how system.out.print works. Now, we'll talk about system.out.println. So now in println also we can print values directly, all type of value, all the 5 types of values. We can print variables and we can also print arithmetic expressions. So now let us see what happens. I will just run the program now. So now it is println and you can see everything is getting printed in a new line. Okay, so println means print ln, you can remember like this, n new l line, new line. So every time it will print in a new line. That is the work of print ln. Print, everything will get printed in a single line, in the same line. Okay, everything will be printed in the same line. Print ln, everything will be printed in a new line. That is the difference between print and println. Both will print. Both will print values, they can print variables, they can print arithmetic expression up to solving it. But the difference is print will print in the same line and println will print in different lines. So let us see how it works. So first it will print 50. And then it will check if it is print or println. Okay. Whenever you solve print statement, always go from right to left. Don't go like this. Go like this. Okay, go like this, go like this, so that you will not make mistakes. So first 50 is coming, print the 50, then check if it is print or println. So here it is println. That means the cursor will come to the next line. Then 32.7 will get printed. And then it will check if it is print or println. Println is there. So again it will come to next line. Then A will get printed, not single quotes, only A. Println is there, it will come to next line. So since everything is println, all this output will be in different lines. Okay. So when everything is print or everything is println, it is very easy to solve. If everything is print, you will print everything in a single line. If everything is println, then you will print everything in new line. But what will happen when few of them are print and few of them are println? So here it is very important to understand, or else you will make mistake in board exam. In board exam you will get output questions to solve. Okay, they will give a small program and you have to find output. So here the print statement execution is very important. So here I will randomly make something print and something println. So few of them are print and few of them are println. So see how I am solving. Okay, so first a equal to 5. Okay, we have a variable a which is 5. Okay, don't worry about this. Then this print statement will be executed. What it told? Always execute from right to left, not from left to right. Okay, from right to left, first it will print 50. First it will print 50. Then it will check if it is print or println. It is println. That means the cursor will come in the next line. It is invisible. Okay, you will not see it. I am marking because you can understand easily. Then next line will get executed. Again from right to left, 32.7. 32.7. And here print is there. That means the cursor will stay in the same line. Print is there, okay. Then we have A, printing A. And here println is there. That means the cursor will come to next line. Okay. Then Dibya classes is getting printed. Dibya classes. And here print is there. That means the cursor will remain in the same line. Then true is getting printed. Print is there. That means the cursor will remain in the same line here. Then we are printing A. A is a variable. So its value will get printed. That is 5. Print ln is there. That means it will come to next line. And then we are printing a arithmetic expression 4 plus 5. That is 9. And then print is there. That means the cursor will stay in the same line. And then the programs end. So here this is the output. So you have to be very thorough. Okay. That if you are using print or println, according to that your output will come. Okay. And always solve from right to left, or else you will make mistake. See, we are getting the same result. 5032.7a, 5032.7a, Dibya classes 25, Dibya classes 25, 9. Understood how we solved it? So whatever I explained, the same thing is written in sentences. Okay. So system.out.print, this print statement will display the required items in a single line, and after printing the signal, that is the cursor. Okay, the control signal means the cursor will remain in the same line. If there are any further print statements in the program, then the items will be displayed in the same line. That means nothing but if print statements are there, it will print in the same line. And similarly here in println, after printing, the controller or the cursor will move to the next line, means to the new line. Okay, whenever println is there. And here is more example. So when both are print, see Dibya, then print were executed, it remained in the same line. Then classes. So since it was print, everything was printed in the same line. And since this is println, you can see it got printed in different lines. So now you know how to print values, how to print variables, and small arithmetic expressions using a system.out.print and println. But now I have told you only to print a single item, a single value. It may be different types of values or a single variable. Now I will let you know how to print multiple items in a single print or println statement. So for that I will write a small program. So let us create a program first. Class print public void. So let us print and in the next print statement I will print classes. So it will print, and I am giving a space before class so that it will be Dibya space classes. Okay. So when I run this program, you will get this output. Dibya classes. Okay. Now I want to print Dibya classes using only one print statement. But Dibya and classes are two different strings. These are string constants. These are two string constants. But now I will use only one print statement. So what we will do, I will give a plus sign. Can you see this plus sign? Here the plus sign is used as an operator to print more than one items. So this is item number 1, that is Dibya, and this is item number 2, that is classes. So if you want to print more than one item, then you have to separate them by help of a plus sign. So when you print this, it will give you the same result. That is Dibya classes. So if you want to add more numbers, then again you have to give plus sign. For example, now you want to print a value plus 5. It will print the value 5. You want to print a variable a. For example, a is a string constant having value high, for example. Okay, so now see what happens. Dibya classes 5 high. And remember, if you give a plus sign, it will not give any space automatically. It will print without any spaces between the items. Okay. So if you want to print more than one item in print statement, you have to separate them by a plus sign. This is item number 1, this is item number 2, this is item number 3, this is item number 4. And similarly, you can add infinite number of items in a single print statement. Clear? So in the last class, if you remember, we solved a program that is to add two numbers. Okay. So one was if you know the value, and the second was if you don't know the value. So if you know the value, we'll be using input using initialization or input using assignment operator. If you don't know the value and you need input from the user, you have to use the parameter method. So we have already understood how to take the input. We also added those two numbers. But the thing was remaining was we didn't print it. So today we are going to complete this question. So let us move to our BlueJ platform. So I will rewrite the program. So that is class, the classes, this is skeleton, public void, and assume that this time we know the value, that is you have to add 5 and 10. Okay, the program is write a program to add 5 and 10. So let us take variable a, b and c, and a there is 5, b there is 10, and c we are adding it. So this is called the input using initialization, or you can also see input using assignment operator, and this is the processing. And now we'll print it, that is system.out.print. So what to use, print or println? Doesn't matter, you are printing a single value. If you write print, if you write println, it will give the same output, it will look same. Okay, so either here you can use print or println. Actually you have to see in the question that, so if you need to use print or if you need to use println. So when we'll be doing more programs, we'll get to understand that when to use what. Okay, so don't worry now. Okay, so now let us use print. So what you are going to print? The final value, the result. Where is the result? It is in the variable C. So we'll print the variable C. So now this is the complete program. We have input, we have processing, and we have output. Okay, so now we'll compile, and this time you can see the result. See, we're getting the answer 15. What will happen when we don't know the value? In that case, we need to ask the user, that is input using parameter. And this is nothing but this is declaration also. So here only we are declaring A and B. So we don't need to declare again. And since we are going to get value from the user, we don't need to take value directly. You cannot take directly because you don't know the value also. So this time a box will come and you can give any value. So let us give 6 and 10. So you'll get the answer as 60. Okay. So the advantage of using parameter is you can change the value multiple times, which is not possible using initialization method. Okay. So generally, majority of the program we are going to use parameter method, that is we'll be getting input from the user. Okay. Understood? So now this is a complete program. In last video, we also did another program, that was to convert a positive number to negative number and vice versa. Okay. So I have already written the part, the input part and the processing part. This is what we did in the last class. So I took double because in double, if you enter integer, it will automatically get converted to real, and you can also give real numbers, means we can take both integer and real. So this is the best data type we can take. So every time remember, when you get a program and data type is not mentioned, sometimes data type must be mentioned, like it is compulsory to take int or it is compulsory to take a double, then you cannot change. But if nothing is asked, then you have to think that in this place or in this program, which will be the best data type to use. Okay, you have to use a knowledge, your understanding of Java. So we took a number and we multiplied -1. If it is a positive, it will get converted to negative, and if it is negative, it will get converted to positive. The only thing remaining was we didn't print it. So now the final value is in B, so we just have to print it. So again here you can write print, you can write println. It will not matter much because there is only a single thing to print. So now let us run this program. So let us enter 4.5. See, it got converted to negative number. Let us enter minus 4.5. See, it got converted to positive number. 45 enter a integer number 5. Automatically it will get converted to 5.0 and again negative of it, that is minus 5.0. Similarly, if I give minus 5, I will get 5.0. Understood? So in board exam, each program will fetch you 15 marks. So you will get 6 programs, out of which you have to attend 4 questions. Okay, out of 6 you have to do 4. But I would recommend attempt all the 6. The 4 each is 15 marks, so total 60 marks. 60 marks programming and 40 marks theory. So each program is 15 marks. Okay, so if you write this program, it is completely correct, you will get some 13 or 14. So this program is completely correct, still you will not get full marks, that is 15. So how to get full marks, I will be telling you in the next class after we study about comments. And there is one thing which I will keep it secret for now. So meet you next class. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you.